45 seconds.
We've been shopping. Is Lordship in? It's all right, Sally?
Oh, smashing. And 2 crackers each. Get me, Queen of Sheba. Good morning, Mr. Pearson.
Good morning, Sally.
Morning, Peter.
Morning. Oh.
How are you? Got a cold?
Hangover.
You shouldn't be wasting your time. You've got an exam in 3 months.
Ugh, don't remind me. Not before Christmas, anyway. Don't mind my mentioning it, but you don't look too good yourself today. Had a row with the missus?
Something like that. That'll be £2, Peter.
£2? What for?
Tonight's party.
What are we having then? Champagne?
And dancing girls.
Well, they better be good. Anyway, when you get my money's worth.
Thank you.
Roll on, New Year. Morning, sir.
Miss Pringle, do you feel it really necessary to make such a display of your popularity?
I thought they livened the desk up a little.
Banking is one of the few dignified businesses left in the world, Miss Pringle. Do you mind terribly if we keep it that way?
I'm sorry, sir.
Morning, Pearson.
Morning, Mr.
Farrell. Sanderson.
Morning, sir. I noticed you didn't mention the party.
Sanderson and Pearson to come in, please. Come in.
You get it?
Get what?
He wants to know if you're a hep cat or a square.
Do you mind?
Pearson.
Yes, Mr. Fordham?
Pearson, do you expect people to write with a pen like that?
What's wrong with it, Mr. Fordham?
Wrong? The nib's completely corroded. It obviously hasn't been cleaned or examined for weeks. This isn't a post office, you know. A customer coming into this bank has a right to expect efficiency.
I'll speak to Miss Pringle. She,
Who you speak to is a matter of complete indifference to me, Pearson. What concerns me is the fact that it is always I who have to discover every fiddling little misdemeanor in this branch. A general doesn't inspect every button of every soldier every day, you know. That is supposed to be what his subordinates are for.
I'll see to it immediately.
Perhaps you don't agree with me. Perhaps you think because the combined assets of the City and Colonial Bank total more than £371 million, a tuppenny pen nib is of no account.
I'll see to it right away, Mr. Fordham.
Do that. And send Harville to me, will you?
Thought I'd want to see you, Harville.
Come in.
Mr. Pearson said you wanted to see me, sir.
Obviously, you know what we have to discuss.
I'm not sure, sir.
Perhaps you don't think it worth discussing. Perhaps you think that odd pounds, shillings, and pence can be missing from the books from time to time without further comment.
Sir, if you mean last Wednesday's balance... Well, was it last Wednesday's balance, sir?
Why? Have there been other days when the balance has been irregular?
Sir, I thought as Mr. Burnaby had returned the £10, the matter was more or less closed. We were very busy that day, and I thought, well, Burnaby's an old customer. He was accidentally overpaid, and...
Very interesting attitude, Harville. And what would have happened if the money hadn't been returned? Would the mistake have been discovered then? And if not, what method would have been used to conceal it?
Look, Mr. Fordyce, I give you my word. Nobody was trying to conceal anything. It was... Well, it was just a mistake, that's all.
I suggest to you that it's a lie, and that, in fact, the money was only put back in the till after you knew that Burnaby had returned the £10 to me personally.
No, sir.
I also suggest that there was an actual conspiracy. That someone else on the staff was involved with you in the whole plot.
But that's ridiculous. Why should I try to conceal something that the auditors would have been bound to discover anyway?
Who initialed your balance last Wednesday night?
Well, that's nothing to do with it, because I'd already put the money back by then. When my balance was initialed on Wednesday, it was a correct balance.
Who initialed it?
I don't see how it makes any difference who initialed it.
I do. Was it Sanderson?
No, he would... No, it wasn't, sir.
Apart from myself and Sanderson, only one other person is authorized to check your balance. Who is that other person?
You know perfectly well who initialed it, sir.
I am only trying to be fair, trying not to jump to any conclusions. But it does seem conclusive that these initials are Mr. Pearson's. Are those Pearson's initials, or are they not?
Yes, they are.
Come in.